Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts.
In this video, I'll be looking at Conan the Barbarian, Battle of the Black Stone, Issue 4. Okay, so this is Conan the Barbarian, Battle for the Black Stone, Issue 4. Um, Once again, really nice covers for this one. But my general default is, when in doubt, black and white, no logo. That's definitely the way to go. So this wraps up the crossover we've seen with all the Howardverse, which I don't know if that's the right word for it. Anyway, that wraps it all up. Um, Apart from obviously the actual Conan novel, which apparently is set before this miniseries. Um, but yeah, so last issue we saw Conan had been killed. Simon Kane and the others are still around. Um, and it's like, and everyone starts losing their kind of link to Hyperborea, and starts fading away because obviously Conan's dead and he was the one to kind of hold him in place. And then this guy basically says, "Okay, don't worry, I've got a ritual in my mind that's kind of burnt into my brain that I can't actually do anything about. It's in there, but I've been locked it away, so it's probably best to not do it." And then promptly stabs himself in the eye with a knife, and then he basically says something like, uh, "He's calling it Odin's true sight," and it's like, okay, that's pretty cool. Um, so with that power, they managed to bring Conan back, and because he's got Odin's sight, he can now see the ghosts of all these Picts wandering around. um, so they thought, okay, we had enough of this. We need to go and do something about it. So now they've got the ghost Picts on their side as well. They find the demon thing that is there and promptly go around hacking the hell out of it, um, and killing various people in monstrous ways, which is pretty cool. Um, and fortunately, it goes the way they want it to do so. So with a combination of kind of all their powers and the guy Simon Kane and the writer guy and the guy with the cult powers, they manage to destroy this black stone, which binds the creature, and everything returns back to normal. They kind of settle back to their own times, and now the sigil that was there that held that kind of brought the demon through now doesn't mean anything. It's kind of like, oh, do you remember this? It's like, yeah, but it's nothing. And they see it all, and it kind of flashes back, so you can see the Cthulhu investigator Cappies. I call them every time, but not really are. And then Black Agnes and whatever. And then Conan kills these guys. It's like, oh, what's this around his neck? It's like it's a tablet. It's like, okay, he recognizes it, and then it kind of passes, and it's like, oh, it's just meaningless. It's a meaning thing. It just doesn't have the power it had originally. So it's kind of like the entire history of this apparently has been erased. So Conan will not remember this crossover effectively. Um, but Britta and the writer end up somewhere else in the kind of like the nether realms, and it's like, okay, that's interesting. It's like, okay, right, the sigil's been destroyed, but the word has been unleashed. It's like, what do you mean the word? It said, no, not the sign. You mean? It's like, no. The sign was a black stone, was a mark placed on the place of the word at the power at its source. But there is a word out there that is unlocked something. And you go, okay, that sounds quite interesting. It's like, well, what is it? Beyond flesh, beyond death, beyond time. This creature, apparently with these little demons living on top of it, it's Shumagorath. It's like, wow, okay, that is pretty cool. We've got some full-on Cthulhu style stuff. Um, and the Shumagorath thing's really interesting because when the Doctor Strange movie came out, and it would appear that Shumagorath was actually in it, they didn't call him Shumagorath. They called him something else. And I'm thinking, well, that's weird. Why are you not? Why are you not naming the Marvel character Shumagorath? And I've just been on the old internet to see about Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel vs. Capcom had Shumagorath in it, and so it's like, well, obviously it must be a Marvel character. So is the Marvel version of Shumagorath a thing they either created for the Conan book, or is it something? Because again, I've not read any Howard written stuff at all. Or is Shamagorath a thing from Howard stuff that they just introduced into the Marvel universe, and it soon became a Doctor Strange villain that kind of ties back to Hyperborea, kind of back in the 70s, 80s, kind of when Conan was a thing, and then kind of it got removed, but they managed to keep hold of the. I mean, it's not as though he's a character that shows up every 5 minutes, but it must have been part of the licensing, or it must have been there somewhere when Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I believe, came out. So the whole Shermagora thing is an odd one. If anyone knows the details, I'd be very interested to hear because it always bugged me when they didn't call him in Doctor Strange. I was always a fan of Shane McGowan in Marvel vs. Capcom, so when they Doctor Strange said, "Oh, Shane McGowan, that's really cool," it's like, "Oh no, it's Shane McGowan. It's whatever, Squiggly Demon 1." But yeah, so Shane McGowan is going to come and probably do some bad things to Conan's world at some point. But that's pretty cool. So yeah, so we've got Blackstone, uh, um, graphic novel coming. This incredibly cool looking figure, which looks very, very nice. In 2025, this is coming out. Very, very nice. And then apparently next year, once this is done, we've got obviously back to King Conan in Savage Sword, and then that wraps it up. And then next year, apparently, we have a Patrick Zercher, Solomon Kane miniseries coming, or which would be pretty decent. I mean, I still haven't read the ones in the back of Savage Sword. I will have to go back and read those because the artwork of that is absolutely amazing. It'd be interesting to know if it's black and white color. I assume it's going to be color, but I just think the black and white work in that is just so nice. Whether or not that means we'll see anything else of the other characters, I would like a little miniseries, maybe a 3-issue miniseries for each of those characters in there as well. You don't have to go 6 or 7 or what, just a little 3 kind of issue. Say here's some more of these characters, you might have found interesting. Because I think all of them have got like potential to be interesting that I've seen in this so far. Anyway, that's pretty much all I can say about this one. Again, more Titan Conan. What more can you ask for? Every version of Conan that's come out so far from Titan has been really, really good. Consistent and in kind of line with Marvel stuff, so that you could read it all the way through from A to B, and you wouldn't even notice the break. It's really good. So anyway, there you go. Thanks for listening, and hopefully I will see you on another video very, very soon. Bye bye.